Hey everybody, welcome back to the brownest table on the planet. My table. This table. That was a terrible intro to a very, very impressive video. Or it could be a terrible video, we don't know, it's subjective. So guys and gals, today I wanted to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp. And the thing is that I already know that I talked about the film before and I called it bland. And I don't take that back because that's my opinion. But the thing is that maybe to better critique the film, I should also construct, constructive criticism. Maybe I should also find a way to fix the film. So that's what I'm going to do here. Today, we're going to be talking about how to fix Ant-Man and the Wasp. And there's lots of things you can do to fix movies, any movies, Ant-Man and the Wasp has a few problems, but I think the main problem for me was the lack of focus in the finale. I felt like it really didn't hit home to me as hard as I wanted it to, and I think I know of a way to fix that. But before we do that, I do want to talk to you guys today for a brief hot second about Amino. Our sponsor today, helping us pay the bills, thank you so much. So what is Amino? Well, Amino is an app which hosts communities based on interests around the world. And one of the things that people like to do is talk about Marvel, and there is a community just for that. So here we are at the featured page, and this is where all the most popular posts go. You see a lot of fan art, a lot of interesting news that people like to share with this community. What I personally like to do is look at fan art. Good or bad, I just love looking at art in general. I respect people who do drawings and I just freaking love it so much. It's my passion. We also have public chat rooms where people can roleplay, people can talk about the things they like about Marvel, say Infinity War, you like that? Here they are talking about it. I personally like to do polls a lot because the thing is that polls make you feel like you're part of the community. So here, let's say, which profile picture? I'm sorry, I'm indecisive, kids. You see, you're part of the community. I like the picture of Bucky Barnes, so we'll choose Bucky Barnes. And I really like quizzes because that's when you can really test your knowledge to see if you're a true Marvel stan. Can't believe I said that word. What is Wolverine's greatest fear? Maybe living alone and afraid? Oh, living longer than loved ones. Anyways, guys, if you really want to talk to me, you can go to Amino and download the app. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment, and of course, you can chat with me and we can talk up a storm about what movies we like, what comics we like, everything Marvel. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this little ad. Thank you, Amino, for sponsoring this video, and let's get on with the video.
So Ghost is an anti-villain who's on the verge of death. She needs to use the machine Hope and Hank have created to reach Janet, so Ghost can pretty much suck all of Janet's quantum energy and stabilize herself again. Now this is great, because it gives us clear motivations for all characters, as weird as the plot is. The goal the heroes of the story have is to save Janet. Hope and Hank want to do this, and Scott is the key to connecting Hope and Hank to Janet. This puts the two at odds with Ghost, because again, Ghost needs Janet, but not to save Janet, but to pretty much kill her. Now this leads to the ending, which resolves pretty much everything in the dumbest way possible. So you have this building tension. At the end, Ant-Man and the Wasp have to fight off Ghost, and you assume, okay, it's either Ghost can survive, or Janet can survive. And when Janet escapes from the quantum realm with Hank, you assume, okay, so Ava, Ghost, is going to die. But Ava is saved by Janet, as Janet gives a bit of quantum energy to save her. So pretty much the whole two choices situation in which you could either save Janet or save Ava is completely negated, and we have them both stay alive. And that is bad writing. If you build up an entire movie and you tell the audience that the outcome of the film will either be Janet staying alive or Ava staying alive, the audience expects one of these to happen or none of these. The audience will never expect both of these because that is always a cop-out. What I felt is that Ant-Man and the Wasp does not have stakes. And don't start with the Infinity War was a monumental film and you can't compare it to Ant-Man and the Wasp because it's supposed to be filler, because literally every single Marvel movie before Infinity War has had stakes in some form. Ant-Man and the Wasp negates the entire emotional climax of the movie. Saying that the stakes the movie presented were inconsequential leaves the viewer with a feeling that nothing has happened. So here we go, how to fix Ant-Man and the Wasp. 1. Janet is not the same after decades in the quantum realm. At a point in the film, Hope wants to see her mother again, but she's scared of what would happen if she comes out of the quantum realm and seems to be a different person. Maybe she doesn't remember her. Let's actually have this happen, because the repercussions would be immensely interesting. 2. Ghost is going insane. It feels as if Marvel was too scared to make their villain this time around a serious threat. So let's say her fading away is not just fading away her physical presence, but also her emotional presence. Her brain is also deteriorating. So she's pretty much becoming more and more insane, progressively insane as the movie goes along. How about to make Ghost feel even more of a threat, have her actually harm Bill Foster? If you have the anti-villain harm in some way the person that's cared for them for years, that signals an emotional change. The one from I need to live, I'll do what I can, to I need to live, I'll do what I must. And lastly, Ghost dies. And I know, another MCU supervillain dying, that sucks. But here's the thing, Ghost was never interesting to begin with. In the finale, there's the moral dilemma of saving Janet or letting Ghost kill Janet to save herself. Now let's keep the fact that Hank has to go to the quantum realm to save Janet. But remember, Janet is not the same. Let's say Janet forcibly tries to escape the quantum realm. She barely remembers Hank and pretty much uses that giant spear on her back, which was never used in the movie, to scare him into coming back into the surface, threatening to kill Hank if he doesn't come up from the quantum realm. Now in this point of the movie, the building is actually still tiny, which means that there's this added stake of if the building does not grow back into its normal size, Janet is going to kill Hank. Anyways, when Janet and Hank are coming back from the quantum realm, Ant-Man and the Wasp have successfully beaten Ghost. Only problem, now when Hope goes to reunite with her mother who has finally escaped the quantum realm, Janet does not recognize Hope, which means two things. Hope has lost her mother, and Ava has lost everything, and she's going to disappear and die in this scene. Now, instead of having to choose one or the other, Janet is chosen to survive, but it's not really the same Janet, so technically, we lost both, and subverted the audience's expectations in a positive way. Now that's pretty messed up, right? But don't fret, because remember, Scott was able to see Janet's memories of her and Hope when they were younger. This means that a part of old Janet is still in there somewhere, which in turn means that now Hope and Hank's goal is to try and help Janet remember who they are. Now this rewrite would change a few scenes from the movie, one being the after-credits scene, in which Scott is going to the quantum realm to extract energy. Now, to be honest, the only point of the scene is to show Hope, Hank, and Janet dying. Scott being stuck in the quantum realm seems scary at first, but then again, remember, he could just do the same thing he did in the first film Ant-Man and just grow out of it. So let's just have the after-credits scene be a scene of Hope, Hank, and Scott with Janet, talking to her and showing pictures of something, trying to reconnect, and finally, Janet is able to remember Hope a little bit. But right as this happens, the three of them start to not feel so good, and Scott, who is just scared at this point, has to actually watch the two people he cares about deeply begin to dissolve, and Janet too. The other scene that have to be rewritten would be when Janet goes into Scott's mind earlier in the movie, meaning it wouldn't be a comedic scene anymore, so now Scott goes around mumbling to himself instead, trying to locate Janet, not paying too much attention to Hope or Hank. But this scene can't be too scary or have Scott act too weird, because then it'd be a dead giveaway that the Janet that the team is going to save has gone a bit bonkers. That's how I'd fix the most disappointing part of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you Amino for sponsoring this video, and thanks for coming to the table. I'll see you all next time.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you really liked it, please subscribe. And if you actually really liked it, you could support my Patreon. Also, please, if you really liked this individual video, please like it, share it, and of course, comment on it. So thanks for coming to the table, and I'll see you all next time.